Welcome to Etherflux Hunters. It's Dungeons and Dragons in space with bounty hunters. I'm CT Avis. I'm your dungeon master, and these fellas are your bounty hunters. Hello, gentlemen. How are we today?
Hey,
Doing all right.
alive even.
Well, we have a double
Oh, wow.
image
Look
here.
at that.
What's going on there? Get rid of that.
Excellent.
Got a little. Oh, I see what's going on. Bloop.
You're the only one.
I had double vision going on for the map. Hey, welcome to our first stream, which will be on YouTube instead of the old unreliable Twitch. It was reliable while it lasted, but things changed. They didn't want to keep our old VODs up anymore, so we didn't want to lose those. So we are now on YouTube, and hopefully we won't have any problems. Well, we already have a problem. I couldn't stream live tonight, so if you're watching this, hello from the past, because yeah, we had to record this and then upload it. And as you can see, I still didn't take that opportunity to do things completely correctly with my setup here. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So anyway, okay. Hi guys, how we doing? We good?
Good.
Happy? Are we healthy? Tim, are you healthy?
Almost.
Almost.
Happy and healthy in this economy.
Seriously. This time of day, this time of year.
In your kitchen. So, all right. So when we last left off, you guys, you had been hunting. I've seen Moon Egg. Wow, that's totally the wrong name, but definitely somebody you've encountered before. You had been hunting the builder, the githyanki builder, who's said to have information on something called the necrosphere, which apparently everybody and their mother wants to know something about. The upshot of that was everyone is going to learn something about the necrosphere relatively soon, because the Gith were not happy that their engineer had been kidnapped, and they had called the necrosphere to appear sometime soon in orbit of the planet Everlight, which is where you guys are finding yourselves at the moment. So to go from there, yeah, what happened was you had successfully kidnapped what Alpha Squad was trying to steal, which was Amarth the builder, the Gith builder, and then you gave him to Nomez, or who you thought was Nomez, and now Omarth is gone. The Nomez with Omarth never showed up. You got a call from a different Nomez who claimed never to have made it out of the parking garage at the shopping mall where you had left him. So you went and you picked him up, you quizzed him. You eventually made an arrangement to drop him with Mother, your handler. Mother said to you, offered you, two courses of action immediately. One was go now to look at it overnight, which I don't think people were excited to do because there were some people who were banged up and needed a long rest. And then the other option was continue your cover jobs at Yale and Butani. And from there, see what you could find out by looking around for clues at work. So I wanted to know exactly what you guys were thinking, what you wanted to do, make sure I was on the same page with you. Were you going to take a long rest and then just head to work the next day?
I think Templeton was thinking that because even though he had hit points, he didn't have spell slots or very many left.
Okay.
But if the rest of the group wanted to continue on, then he would have.
I don't think we'd be in any condition to actually act on if we had found out that they brought the builders to the suites or not.
Right, that was the option.
I thought maybe.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, you were concerned that the Alpha Squad had brought them to their condominium, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have. I made two notes for myself.
and that is to possibly sneak into the Alpha Squad HQ or compound and have the Nameless remotely on station in case we need a hot evac, and also maybe try and find and rescue Astralegra, or at least find out more about her status. That's number one. Number two, or go into work tomorrow like normal, question mark, and see if Azzy's at work, and was she a part of Alpha Squad and the abduction? And if not, why wasn't she part of the heist?
Okay. Yep. That was definitely one of the things that had been mentioned was squeezing Azzy for information. Your contacts in the Yellen building, some of you are part of security services, so you could try to exploit that. Dante Milton is the current corporate lawyer and someone you are actually clients of. He charged you what was a gold piece, and that way he was able to continue to have client confidentiality with you. So you do have him. Did you have any other Yalen resources I'm forgetting? There's the one secretary that had the hots for Abraxas.
Yeah, there's that, though Dante might be a better one. I don't know, so I imagine this is the night before, right? Still.
Sure.
What do you think, fellas? Do we just go back to work tomorrow as if nothing's going on? And maybe talk to Dante, or at least see if Ozzy's at work? And then
Maybe
sneak into the giant robot and bust it out? Oh.
That may be the safest way to go about this.
Except for that last part. The last part didn't sound terribly safe at all.
No, the last part was the best part. You get on the ship and watch that necrosphere just destroy this place. I mean, after we get the big cool robot. No, we're probably better off land low. Be inconspicuous for a bit.
I mean, at some point we get to blow stuff up, right?
Anytime's a good time.
It is us. It will likely happen sooner than later.
Yeah, probably while I'm just sitting at my terminal. Working through the day.
They let you
All
blow
right.
up things at work?
No, just like picturing you at a terminal, but you've got like all these little firecrackers and stuff that you're annoying your cubicle mates with.
Little
Throwing in
snappers.
waste paper baskets, yeah. Oh, what was that? Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Couldn't have been me.
How'd your desk get on fire?
Oh dear.
Okay, I'll get someone to put that out.
Again?
I'll come take care of it. I mean, I'll watch it.
Yeah, so I guess full night's rest then.
Yeah.
All right, it's long
Maybe
resting.
Grab some coffees in the morning.
Now you've got my attention. Yeah, that shit's like gold.
All right.
I imagine Arnolf also has to change his fur color again or something. I think that's part of the disguise.
That's right. Abraxas had a little breakdown, little identity crisis there. Couldn't remember which nickname he was.
Wait, who am I?
I'm 24601.
867.
I'm 309.
I was waiting to see how long you could resist that.
You gotta finish it.
I just realized I closed the soundboard, so hold on a second.
That's why it stopped working. Okay.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
That would be it.
All right, cool.
I'm going to have to send you a new link. Hold on.
All right, no worries.
No, that's why.
Soundboard.
That only makes me think of that Kids in the Hall sketch where they're hunting the dudes in suits. Love that sketch.
So one of them have a tie like around his forehead,
I think he does.
like
I
a
don't know.
bandana.
I'll have to look it up. I mean, I've just watched those, like, no, now it's been like 2 years. Again, like the 20th time.
Great show.
That was weird. I'm not quite sure how I did that. There we go. All right, there's the
Okay.
link.
Soundboard take 2.
And action.
All right, so the night passes uneventfully, thankfully. You all get a long rest in, you recover yourselves physically and magically, and start the next day renewed and go about going to work as if nothing had happened, resuming your disguises and identities as corporate workers in the robotics level of the El-Butani building. The train is a little slower this morning. There are more Alliance guards on the platforms looking around at people. There's a heightened sense of tension. People are quieter, heads are down, eyes are not making contact with others. People are somewhat stooped as if an oppressive air has already landed on them. In patches, you hear some excited talk of the events of the previous night with the that started at the concert. People hoping that Moon Shadow was okay, that she wasn't caught up in the danger. There's rumored of one of her musicians was kidnapped, along with the githyanki representative. People are worried, whispering, barely mentioning the word githyanki, as if saying their name would make them pop out of the shadows and seek revenge for their missing engineer. The train sort of rumbles along quietly, eerily quietly, but eventually you are deposited at the station that leads to the El-Butani building. More security is out checking identification, but Retzout and Arnoff, because you are security, first, you're checked, you're recognized, and you're ordered to go about where you're supposed to go to your floor. The rest of you guys, you're being scrutinized a little bit more than you have in the past. Before, it was just like show your pass card on the scanner and walk in. So please give me either deception rolls if you're wishing to deceive. It's not a high roll because you are in disguise and you do have identification. You are actually employees, just not with the names that are really there. Or if you wish to try to avoid this, you can try to stealth through it.
30-20.
What
Or
were you doing?
deception.
Deception. Yep. Templeton, you have no problem presenting yourself in your sort of nervous. Everyone kind of recognizes your guy as being a sort of nervous fellow anyway, so you're not drawing a lot of attention. People, you get waved along. I gotta find your guys' names. What set of names am I looking at?
Wait, who are you guys?
Right?
Maybe I lost that page. What were the other scores? So we had Quiplik, Deception 13. That's good enough. That's plenty good enough. Abraxas and Corvax. You're pulled aside for additional screening.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
And Corvex
Yeah.
rolled a 7.
Yeah, mine was a 21, and then it decided to become a 4, which made me 7.
I see that.
Piece of garbage.
Yeah, no, they do a great job designing it to do that. Oh, here are your names.
Yeah. We got Reggie Smith for Koplek. Ren Epinak for Retzout. Zortu Greatseeker
For
Mhm.
Arnulf.
for Arnoff.
Yep.
Hercules Mulligan for Templeton. Roderick Usher for Corvex. And Victor Hugo.
That's Dr.
Correct.
Reggie Smith, MD,
Oh,
by the way.
Actually, I have Reggie Smith, MD.
Well, I mean, that is my cover story, right?
My bad, yes.
The whole reason I want to get a PhD is if somebody says Mr. Avis, I can say, no, my father was Mr. Avis. I'm Dr. Avis. Just to be a dick.
I mean, it would be
Hey,
fun to do that.
I
at
can
least
say the
once,
exact
right?
opposite of that right now. Since my dad was a doctor. They'd have to address me as doctor. I'll just walk around in scrubs.
There you go. Let's see here. Mr. Hugo. One of our newer employees, only a week on the job. He's holding your.
Just a week. Yep, a week.
Oh, I
Yep.
thought we'd been there for several weeks by now.
This is a half orc. He's backed up by a large Warforged individual. And Roderick Usher, janitor. Yeah, it's interesting. It says here you two new guys work on the same floor together. The same floor that was attacked your very first day in the office. What do you know about that? Anything?
Yeah, wouldn't that have been weird if we did that ourselves? Who would do that on their first day? No, of course not.
Nothing to say, nothing to report.
Joe, my life sucks so bad that I bombed myself. Can I go now?
My biggest problem is I'm not bombed right now. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Now listen, I got some important R&Ding to do in the R&D floor with R&D.
Give me a history check, Braxis.
A history check. Oh my goodness, that's a 9.
That's enough to remember that yes, you do work in R&D, and Azzy may have some cachet with security if she can vouch for you, which she probably would, considering you are her secret operative that she hired to infiltrate other floors.
Yeah, I mean, if you need to check on things, get in touch with Azzy. She'll let you know who both of us are probably, but this guy pretty much just cleans up after my messes.
Yeah, he's true.
Azzy, you mean Dr. Urgent daughter? You're on a first name basis with her after a week, huh?
Yeah, she calls me Vic or Victor or Victorino or the Vic Man.
But hey, scumbag.
Okay. He takes out a spellstone. Yes, let's talk to Dr. Urgent daughter, please. Yes, we have a Victor Hugo here and a Roderick Usher. I see.
Tell her I said hi.
Yes,
Yes.
he is.
Tell her he said hi.
Yes, he is also creepy.
Oh, I don't know which one they're talking about now.
Nah, it's definitely you.
They're okay? Are you sure?
You should have him contact your girlfriend up there.
I am okay. You are okay. We're all okay.
All right. She vouches.
Okay.
She vouches for Hugo, and if Hugo says Usher's all right, then he can go on up. But you might want to stop by HR sometime and make sure you clear up this mix-up with your identifications, and make sure you get your full background in with us.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. We'll get, we're still new. We're still, hammering things out. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Thanks. I look at his name tag.
It says Gunther Bungwhistle Jr.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It's right there in black and white.
Wait a minute. I've read your father's works. Are you really related to the Bungwhistle?
No, it's a common mix-up. We have no relationship to the famous author Bungwhistle.
Oh.
Maybe the
Wow.
eldest of Bungwhistles.
There's many Bungwhistles out there.
I didn't realize how common of a name it was, honestly, but I apologize for the mix-up, and yeah, we'll get this squared away. Come on, Rod.
Right.
And off you go to the robotics floor.
Whew, I have so much R&Ding to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, actually, built that nicely. Okay, bing. I'm not going to bother populating the office quite yet. But yeah, people are here. They are getting to work. Did you guys make any? Oh, other than the secretary, did you guys make any friends?
Someone started to talk to the conspiracy theory guy.
The
I don't know if you guys... Yeah, I don't know if you guys are actually friends, but at least... Who was that? Was that you, Corvax?
No, I thought.
I ended up talking with
He ended up
was it
talking, yeah.
Haversham.
Yeah, Haversham Bob.
Yep.
Yeah, so... I mean, it's a contact.
That's not the rabbit.
Yeah, he kept trying to warn me and stuff like that.
He's trying to frame you too, right? He's like doing shit on your computer.
True.
No, the only friends I've made I left at the mall.
The Haversham's not here. Maybe he didn't make it past the enhanced security screening today, or something.
Oh, surprising.
His stuff is still on his desk, so he hasn't been canned. But he is not in today. Either either he didn't get past security today, or perhaps he thought with all that was going on, it would be better for him to take a sick day. As you go about your business, that would be Retzau and Arnolf heading into the security office, I assume. Abraxas going into the R&D lab, or robotics lab here. Security's down here, and the cube farm where everyone else works is in sort of central mass there. With
Clip's in the med bay.
oh yeah, that's right. Quiplik is in the med bay, and Corvax, you have free roaming all over the
They can't
place.
constrain me.
Is there anything anybody wants to do to start off with, to start the day?
Well, like I start every day at this place. Into the bathroom, crying.
No, this is not your real life, but
That was a little too real, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna check out the spiffy break room. Or is it blocked off still?
it is showing signs of repair. It has not been fully reconstructed yet. It still has a piece of tape across the doorway.
Templeton is going to keep an eye out for Azzy. See if he sees her.
I won't make you make a perception check. Yes, she does appear to be working in the lab. There's a slight sheen to the windows of the lab, though, so it's hard to see if, other than, yes, you can recognize that she's there.
I might. I'm not going to do anything overt yet, but if she does come out like to the break room or something like that, he might see about going to interact with her, but he's not going to do anything overt yet.
Okay. So are you? Oh, I know you're coughing there. Are you attempting to break cover to contact her?
Not initially. Initially, I think he would just try to talk to her, but
Okay.
it's literally going to be one of those see how things go.
All right. So he's going to keep an eye out for that. Arnulf, is there anything you're trying to do?
I guess I would actually kind of ask Tazzy. Right, he's the head of security.
Yes.
And ask him what kind of extra security protocols are we doing throughout the day? I noticed that things have been turned up quite a bit when we came in.
Yes, that's what I like about you. You got a sharp eye for the details. Well, as you saw, we're doing enhanced checks. That means we're not just taking cards on the scan anymore. We're looking to make sure that they are. We're running against a second set of criteria. It's sort of like a two-party authentication.
Is all of this because of the gate threats?
That's my understanding. Yes, it's hard to say for sure. But what appears to be a major terrorist attack at a rock and roll concert, freaking rock and roll concert, with a run and gun chase through the streets into the mall with a bunch of people getting splatted. Yeah, I think it's wise to take some precautions.
I could see that, but I wonder what it has to do with us.
Give me. What are you trying to do? Persuade him?
Yeah, kind of like do a little shop talk and be like, isn't it weird how we're scaling up our security even though none of our stuff was affected, kind of a thing.
Look, you're gonna hear about this sooner or later. But I can't be the one to talk to you about it. You're just gonna have to wait until we get authority to talk to you.
Oh, understood.
In the meantime, I want you out of the security cube here and walking around, keeping an eye on windows, doorways, especially the elevator and stairs area. We don't want another repeat from last week.
Meanwhile,
Will
I'm
do.
kind of like in the kind of leaning back a little bit off to the side, kind of listening to the conversation here, just showing my attention as well that I'm listening to what's going on as well.
Same goes for you, Ren. We want you keep an eye on the elevators and the stairs, especially. Maybe station each one of you on patrol, rotating around. Normally, we don't have you peek in on R&D, but I want you to make sure you're peeking in on R&D, at least through the windows. Make sure nothing weird is going on in there. Give me insight checks. Okay. He seems a little more stern than usual, but you're not really. You can't really see like a base reasoning behind it, other than just a general concern from the attacks in the city last night. Quiplik, what would you like to be doing?
That is an excellent question. I think Quiplik might be trying to find an excuses to get himself out of the med bay and walk around the offices a little bit. Maybe on the pretense that he's, making his rounds and doing checkups on people, but also just so he can stay in touch with his hunter compatriots throughout the day. Probably especially the security teams, since the security office is nearby, to just sort of like sneak over there, check in on them. Hi lads, what's going on, huh?
So let's say your first hour. What do you have something in particular you want to do?
Not really. Probably just trying to keep his head down, blend in. We had a pretty exciting first week in the office.
Okay. Sounds good. I won't make you roll for that yet.
Okay.
Corvex, I see you're moving around as you would as the janitor. Is there anything you're trying to do as you move?
Nah, just being a menace. I mean, janitor.
Janitor menace. Templeton. Oh, you already said you were looking for Azzy. I'm sorry. Let's go to Abraxas. That's the one person I didn't check in with yet. First hour or so of the day.
It looks like she's right by my cubicle right now. Is that not her?
Yes, that is her. I just moved her. She's not particularly by her cubicle. She's just sort of walking around, checking different monitors and that sort of thing. But when she comes by, is there something you'd like to say to her?
Sure. Just, Jesus, you see what's been going on lately? All kinds of things. All kinds of action. Just things blowing up all over the city right now.
Yes. Things have gotten a little out of hand.
I mean, I assume that's why we got heightened security downstairs. Thanks for helping checking me in. I didn't recognize that security guy.
Yeah, they're switching things up. They might be moving people around on different floors. That's what they tend to do when there's a security concern, making sure nobody's too friendly on any one floor. You already know how. The security is not supposed to be in league with the floor, but most of them are. Well, this would be a time where they might start switching security up. But the enhanced... Yeah, let's just say if things had been at full strength last night, I doubt things would have gone as crazy as they did.
Oh, would there have been a response from the project?
Oh, not our friend in the basement. That's not what I meant.
Okay. I'm just,
No, in fact, come here.
Oh, yeah, sure.
She goes down to a lower console, and she pretends to be showing you some schematics.
Yes. Yep. I recognize that. Yep. It's destabilized there, but I get it.
Have you seen Jimbo yet today?
I have not seen Jimbo yet today. Should I have been seeing Jimbo today?
I don't think you want to. And frankly, I'm as upset as he is. Our funding's being rerouted. Emergency funding is being rerouted. All that
So wait.
all that progress we made last quarter, the huge profits, huge turnaround.
Yeah.
They cut it by 3/4 today.
Hey, that's quite a big pickle. Where's it being redirected to? Do you know?
We've heard some things.
I mean, I
And-
get it if that's my pay grade, above my pay grade and all, but
oh no, not at all, Victor. You know how I had you checking in on that other floor?
yes.
I'm going to confirm a few things, and I may need you to look at a different floor for me. It'll be a little trickier since you don't have the contact you had there. But we need to verify a few things, and then we need to get that money back.
All right, just point me in the right direction. I'll see what I can do.
Just go about your job for now, and I'll try to put my head together with Jimbo later.
That sounds like a good plan. I'll go finish my coffee. You let me know
Yeah.
when and where.
Yes. It's good to have someone I can rely on. I have so few friends these days.
I find it difficult myself if you didn't realize that about me.
Well, you're such a personable guy.
I apologize about the fire on the desk next to me. That was all me. I just wanted to let you know.
Remember, as a Vedelkin, she is actually perhaps even more socially awkward than you are. Just because she's essentially an alien. So she
So
doesn't necessarily find you awkward at all.
all right, so as I back away, I pretend like, yeah, that sounds good. The tungsten bubble propeller. I'll start working on that.
Some of your colleagues kind of look, bubble
Oh,
propeller.
right. Yeah, you guys. Yeah.
God, that guy's weird.
It's the next big thing.
Sure. It's hard to get a sense of how seriously they take you. You've on previous performances, you've done all right. So they just think you're maybe a little
I get that a lot.
Getting a little lag here on the server side. All right, we go. Okay. All right. So other people, the early parts of the morning pass. Let's see. Based on where you are right now, Templeton, Corvex, and Quiplik, give me perception checks. Oh, and whoever took the northern part of the map from the security team, whether it was Retzout or Arnoff.
I can do that for now. Perception?
23.
I'm gonna move your token, Arnoff, just so I can keep track.
Ooh, 9.
Great eye sees all.
All right, so Corvex 23, ears open such as they are as you walk around the building. Templeton with a 23. Arnoff to a lesser extent. Perhaps you just have to be on this side of the room when the disturbance happens. Quiplik and Corvex. No, I'm sorry. Corvex and Templeton. You hear Jimbo roaring, angry in his office. He is so loud you are hearing him through two sets of doors because you remember how the office is built. There's Gladys's greeting area, and then the office proper where Jimbo is. At about this point, you see Ozzy running from, well, not running, walking with purpose into the office. From what you're able to glean, this would kind of match what Abraxas already learned. Jimbo is upset about funding. He's yelling at people on the phone, trying to figure out what's going on. And the last yell he heard apparently was calling Azzy through the office intercom to come to his office. And actually, probably Abraxas would have heard that too from his end of things.
That's pretty loud.
Yep. You couldn't hear words necessarily, but you could hear tone. I don't know what you want to do with that information, but that is some information.
Is Azzy going to Jimbo's office or coming back from Jimbo's office?
She had just run into Jimbo's office.
Okay.
Basically, there's a couple other people near Jimbo's office who are kind of like looking at each other, shooting each other's like side eyes, like, what the hell's going on? Most people have heard now that there's been a cut in funding. Not everyone knows to what extent. Nothing. Nobody's gonna do anything in the next. Waiting for Azzy to come back out, or
No, I'm making my way to the med bay and letting Quip know everything that I've heard.
okay.
If it's not out of character for the way people are acting, I'll have I want to have Templeton just start like pacing around, you know, kind of like taking like a short break, but also, you know, move around a little bit. But if it would stand out, then he wouldn't do that.
A makeshift break room has been set up on just some tables and stuff, kind of near the restroom side of things. I'll just kind of draw these squares in here. Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, that's right.
That's what I figured it was. That's what I thought you were gonna pick.
Yeah, there's your typical coffee, some bottled water, some granola snacks. I guess you could just definitely not the usual nice spread that you guys have when the break room itself is a fully functional break room.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the power of this fully functional break room. All right.
It's fantastic.
A few minutes later, as he comes back out again, walking with purpose, as she walks back in, she catches your eye, Abraxas, and goes back to the sort of most private of the terminals.
Oh, when you say she catches my eye, you mean like, yeah, okay. All right. I finished my coffee, but I pretend to knock the cup over and kind of go, ah, man, and get up and head that way.
When you get to her terminal, she sort of leans in. Yeah, thanks for coming over. Look at this. Is there anyone else in the office you trust?
Well, I know there's some new guys that I've been having lunch with lately. They started, I think, on the same day. We've kind of had this little lunch camaraderie thing.
Oh, that's right. I saw you guys sitting at the same table.
Yeah. Do I trust them? I mean, probably more so than anybody else, since I haven't really gotten friendly with anyone else besides yourself, of course. What? What do you need? What's going on?
The cat just walked on the keyboard, and I hope that didn't screw something up.
Yes, but do you trust the cat?
No, it's a cat.
Correct answer.
Listen, I mentioned before that I might need to send you on a different floor to find out some stuff. It is the floor where I was worried it was, and I don't want to send one guy in by himself. I kind of like you.
Well, which floor is it? And right back at you.
Weapons division.
Sweet. I mean, yeah. That's probably not why you don't want me to go. Why don't you want me to go there?
Well, there's a bunch of weapons there, and if you're caught there out of order, they might decide to test them on you.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. I do not like being full of holes.
That's not legal, but then again, so much goes on in secret. Listen, weapons is getting the funding, getting our funding. We need to know why and how we can get our funding back.
Well, I gotta find a reason to be on that floor. By the way, just a little aside. Do you have any organic means of traveling between floors?
Organic?
Yeah, sort of a sphincter-like entry. Never mind. I had a prior job. It was not pretty. They didn't believe in elevators, I guess.
You've heard the rumors of the florifices too?
What? You? No. Don't tell me you guys developed. Did you make the? Oh God, florifice. Yeah, I've been in them.
I'm sorry to hear that. Are they as awful as I've heard?
More so. I'm scarred.
How did you get in one? Never mind. Let's stay focused here.
It kind of comes down. Yeah, no, never mind. It's sort of schloop is the kind of the sound I can describe it as. Initially, anyway, and then there's sort of a gork. I don't know. It's not nice.
Shoot, gork.
Yeah, there's like a pulsating rhythmic. I don't know. So there's elevators. That's great. Okay, that's good to hear.
There's stairs as well. I mean,
You know what? I might just take the stairs.
I could see about getting a florifice put in.
No.
Would you want me to get a florifice?
No, don't get a floor. If you put a floor, no. No, don't get one. I mean, how big are we talking? No, don't get a floor.
Let's see. You're very distracting, Hugo.
So I'm sorry. So is there someone that
Yes.
you trust down in weapons division?
Oh no, not now.
Great.
They're going to be expecting something, especially from us, with such a drastic shift in funding. That's why I have to send a relative unknown like yourself, someone they won't suspect, someone I won't miss too much, someone that. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, honestly, I totally understand.
But I feel kind of
I would
bad.
do the same thing.
That's why if there's somebody you could bring with you for backup, or someone who's better at you than talking to people.
I could think of a guy.
Listen,
I'm all ears and horns and a tail.
this is dangerous. I'm not going to lie to you. This is dangerous. Not just because it's weapons division. Not just because they like to shoot first and never ask questions. But if it's for why I think there's a sudden drastic shift to weapons.
So, do you think there's an increased interest in weapons because of new technologies or increased quantities?
Oh, I would say what I suspect is correct, new technologies that have very suddenly been realized.
Are we talking? Let's see. Person scaled, building scale, city scale, planetary scale.
That's an interesting question. Why do you ask?
Well, if they're taking 75% of our funding, that's a whole big vat of cheese. So they, as they say on my planet.
What planet is that?
Beantown?
I have not heard. You were distracting.
I'm sorry, it's a planet Beantown. I'm from the Medford section.
All right, let's pause there for a second. Let's see. Security guys. Kazi, it calls you back into the office. Come in, fellas. Close the door. Now, I laid out the straight shot with you when you got hired. Security, we are our own entity. We are not supposed to side with any floor. But occasionally we do like to help out our floor managers. Think of it this way. If all the floors are in business, we all have jobs. There's not an excess of security forces. So I'd like us to help out Jimbo with something.
What would that be?
Have you heard the whispers out there about our funding?
Given my perception checks and stuff, have I?
You probably would have heard some people whispering at their desks about nervousness of their jobs and if their personal project was going to get cut or not.
I heard some unease going around the office, yes.
Yeah. You know, these people have been through a lot. What with the attack last week and now this. So what I'd like you to do is help me come up with some sort of reason to send you to a different floor. Namely, I need to send you to the weapons division. I need you to get up there, poke around, see what you can find out about why they're getting our funding. Not our funding, Jimbo's funding.
See, we are in robotics. I think it would make sense if we perhaps wanted to collaborate with the weapons floor to arm a robot.
Okay, I can bring that to Jimbo, but that would involve getting you guys up there. I need you to get up there and look around. We wouldn't have any kind of connection to that security. We need a security reason to get you up there.
Perhaps if we send somebody specific from our floor, security would have to escort them, considering the heightened situation.
No, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Okay, who?
Maybe some of the project managers can give us an idea of who might be going up there, and we can get in contact with them, escort them up.
Weapons is going to be very suspect of anybody coming in today, especially from our floor. That's why you guys have to kind of go in not clear, being clear that you're from robotics. So you escorting somebody from robotics to weapons, I don't think that plan is going to work. What the doctor there, Smith? He seems like a good guy. Did you get any kind of read on him?
Say, who's Dr. Smith again?
That's Quiplik.
He seems nice enough. Why would the doctor have to go to weapons?
Somebody's sick. But who could we get to be sick up there? Why don't you go put your heads together with Smith and see what you can come up with? Maybe you can come up with some sort of medical reason to get security and the doctor up there. The more of our people up there, the better. Not every floor has a med bay, you see.
I could speak with him, see if perhaps they can come up with something.
Right. Okay. You're a good man, great seeker, or a great man, good seeker. One of the two. I trust you with this. Once you figure out a plan, come back and let me know.
Will do.
All right, so as you're dismissed, I assume to go to the med bay. Templeton, you would see both security guys going to med bay. Quarterback said it looks like you're in there at the moment. So I don't know how Templeton will be involved with this, but I want to say that Arnulf and Retzout, you go into the med bay area to talk to Quiplik about this, and Corvex is in there. So this means at least 4 of you can put your heads together on something, and maybe use your spell stones to send text to the other 2.
First, I guess I'd go ahead and fill in Quip and Corvex on the what's going down.
So the deal is you need a medical. Kazi suggested that you have some sort of medical reason for getting up there.
Do you perhaps have access to records from that floor?
Do I have access to all the
Yeah.
the medical records interlinked?
You're hacking before, and your access generally would give you between the hacking. I don't know if it was you that did it or somebody else.
Yeah, I had done some record hacking.
I think you can get access to the records you need to see on weapons.
I can bring up some files and see what we have. Perhaps there's some underlying conditions that we might be able to take advantage of in some small way. Don't you think it's somewhat amusing that here we are doing a covert operation here at our job, and they've got us doing a covert operation here at our job, unbeknownst to them that we're already in the midst of a covert operation?
Does this make us triple agents?
Triple or quadruple, I'm not really sure now.
Oh, yes, because, the hunters and then...
Quiplik, what kind of thing would you like to look for?
Some type of medical conditions or food allergies or something that could be easily exploited.
All right. Interesting. Okay.
Or someone with like a weak heart, or the type of thing that would be serious, but we wouldn't be in the risk of accidentally killing anyone.
Okay. Give me a percentile dice roll.
Sure. I can roll dice. I have rolled a 53.
53. That is terrible. I'm not going with that one.
Do you want me to just roll again? Is it something weird?
No, hold on. Let me see. I'm checking my other source here.
Okay.
Okay, you find something related to nose and throat illness that several members of the floor were down with. Well, not down with, but got sick with about a week and a half ago. So right before you guys started with the company, it generally was not seen to be anything serious. Rather, it was probably just a run of the common cold or something like that. But that could possibly be something you could manipulate into a reason to check things over medically.
Okay. I could say that there's perhaps been a outbreak here on our floor, and we're just trying to backtrace things or something. How does that sound? That sounds medical, doesn't it? Just gotta go swab some people and do some stuff.
It's okay, blood.
All right.
You can make up some fake paperwork to make it look official, like you've been told to check people for things.
Oh, aye, that's a great idea there.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say get people sick when they're on break, and then go cure them.
Ooh. Stop off at their genetics lab real quick. Or the biochem.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, you can just, cast a little spell here and there.
Okay, that's a possibility. You would have a sense that it would have to be something fairly significant to allow people in today, because they're going to have their guard up a little bit.
They could make some sort of fake letter that ties into the uptick in security, saying that we're checking on this. I mean, you guys saw all the security downstairs. We're just double checking with, and then you show them the fake paperwork.
Right, the fake paperwork goes along with it. In line with our recent security increases, we're looking into any forms of, what if we're trying to investigate to make sure that we're not the victims of bioterrorism?
That's it.
Corporate espionage and bioterrorism. Fake paperwork. Quiplic's already typing. He's like, yeah, this is great stuff.
If you want, I can pretend to be like really sick, and seems like it's spreading.
Besides just in the head, you mean?
Obviously, weaponized bird flu.
Oh, that's weird, because wasn't there that whole Eric Coker thing that we were sort of wondering about? Ah.
It's spreading to other races now.
See, I figured you wanted to walk around. I was actually coming into the med bay to make a mess and force you out so that you could go walk around.
I'm not sure I followed you there, Bob.
Well, before, when Quip said he wanted to kind of walk around the floor and, assessment, I was coming into the med bay to, knock over the trash can and set shit on fire.
Make a mess and then pick it up, so then
Yeah.
Quiplik would have to be out of the office for a little while.
Right.
I appreciate that wingmanning. Pun intended.
It was more about setting things on fire.
I mean, it's good to have job satisfaction, right?
All right. So that's part of a plan. Now to figure out how to spread the word to as far as you guys know, Templeton, who does not know quite very much right now, and Abraxas, who actually is kind of working on things from his end, unbeknownst to you.
True.
Give me a copy of the note. I can drop it on his desk and explain it. Either one of them.
I was gonna say you have the most unquestioned mobility on the floor. You can just walk around with your cleaning cart and stuff, and yeah,
Yeah, they don't want to pay attention to me, so I can go
Right.
anywhere.
I'm down with that. So after we've drafted up our orders that we're going to be pursuing, yeah, we'll send you over to then go talk with them and clue them in.
Rather than using spell stones. Okay, that makes some sense.
Yeah, untraceable. Although they don't like me going into the robotics lab, but then again, I don't care.
I was gonna say, since when has people not liking what you do ever stopped you from doing anything?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
All right. Since you are the security on the floor, I'm not going to make you guys make a particular check to pull this off for quarterbacks to deliver the messages. I'm just going to allow it to go to Templeton and to Abraxas. But maybe as you drop it off to Abraxas, he's at the point where we left off in the conversation with Azzy.
I'll go over to where his desk is supposed to be and notice that he spilled coffee everywhere. Start cleaning that up.
Okay. So if only we could think of a way to get you up there, Victor.
I mean, yeah, we need a reason for me to be there. And whoever I decide to drag along.
Corvex, you hear this. You hear this exchange between Abraxas and Azzy.
I mean, I can't go so far as to say, hey, I'm the new hire for weapons division you never heard of. I'm Hector Vugo.
That's a terrible code name. You don't work undercover, do you? Very much.
No, this is the first time.
You need a name like something people won't like. Billie Jean King or
Claude Henry Smoot.
there. That's a good one.
John Cocktastone. It's Scotch Romanian. Yeah, I mean, because obviously an alias won't work. So there's got to be a reason why someone from R&D is checking out weapons division, but they know that someone from R&D might be snooping around if someone from R&D has gotten wind of the money change. Now, what if someone from R&D was not aware of the money change? Why would that person be there? Is there anybody in weapons division that knows about the thing in the basement so that maybe we can
Almost assured.
find out?
Despite our best of efforts. I mean, you found it on your first week here, so apparently security isn't as good as I would have thought it was. If only I had my real security team here.
Oh, yeah, no. So I'm thinking maybe I'm there to check on weapons development for that. But I have to be hush-hush.
Well, we don't... See, this is what we want. What we want to do is get our money back. So if we could convince a connection between weapons in our division for our friend in the basement, then we have something. Then we can at least get some of our funding back.
I could just be angry that the money's being diverted away from us.
Well, we are. But
No,
then
no. I mean, I can actually. Yeah, I mean, I can be angry. Like, why is the money? Where's the money gone? Weapons division. People.
then the security shoves you out the door.
Well, that's why I've got to bring a friend of mine who does better talking than I do. So when I say like, he actually speaks mellifluously.
Kiss my what? Corvex, I see you getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of angry, do you have any more of those coffees you want to spill all over the place? I'd like to make this a one-time trip. Also, there's paperwork. And I kind of flutter the note at him.
Oh, did I drop this, or is this? Yeah.
Now this is the note with Quiplic's plan
The-
too.
Yes.
Right, to get to the floor. Right.
Yep.
Did you read anything?
No. Thanks. As a matter of fact, here I don't think that was actually directed to me. I think I just read some sort of interdepartmental mail. Maybe you want to find out whose desk that actually belongs to.
No,
but-
that was on yours.
Oh, that was on mine. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
It is the only thing that didn't get you to the coffee.
Yeah.
Actually, could
Corvex,
you...
give me an insight check. Since you're feeling one in real life.
19.
Abraxas, what are you trying to communicate to him?
Like, Roger, got it. People are sneaking up. I'm gonna try to do the same. Yeah, I think. Well, and I fold it back up, and I thanks.
What is this? Ozzy reaches for the paper and tries to take it from you.
Oh, it's nothing. Remember, this is part of our lunch group.
Give me an opposed sleight of hand check.
I cannot roll higher than a 9 these days.
I was
Oh,
gonna say, honestly, it's all in character for me to just stand there and stare like I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's true.
interestingly enough, hold on here. I gotta check something here.
Would you like
Some.
me to try sleight of hand? I'm terrible at it.
Oh,
But I might be
crap.
better than him.
She actually rolled worse than you did. I was just checking to see if she had a bonus, and she doesn't. So she kind of fumbles it. You actually do manage. For a second there, it's just kind of like being flopped around the air with
I'm like, oh,
Abraxas, Corvex, and Azzy are trying to grab it.
hey, now we're playing catch.
Ah, I didn't know we were going to dance.
Yeah. No, it ain't a thing.
All right. Other guys, does anybody else want to be doing or saying anything at this point? Templeton, I haven't given you a moment yet. I'm going to assume that Corvex dropped the message to you on the way by.
Okay.
I would have muttered something about it, but extremely brief and maybe confusing.
So hopefully Corvex heard me say something about getting my friend who can speak mellifluously.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be too conspicuous to just, oh, look, here's a piece of paper. Let me go up and follow the other guy. Yeah, in all honesty, I hate to say, because it's kind of trying to get me involved in this, but Templeton's gonna not is just gonna continue pretending to work at the moment.
Okay. So back with Azzy, Templeton, and Corvex. So she's kind of embarrassed. Like, why won't you just let me? Oh, whatever.
It's really not a thing. It's kind of like when there's some sort of like sports ball thing and people bet on like the squares and then there's numbers in them, and I'm not real good at it, so some of the other guys were talking me through it. But speaking of, I'm gonna go have a quick word with that fella that I was telling you about. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the well-spoken one. Yes. Please, by all means. It's almost lunchtime, so perhaps you could use that as cover to talk to people.
I'm thinking the same.
Right, and in fact, it is close to lunchtime, which will allow you all to sort of gather at your table by the food trucks on the court outside the building. So, rather than to have a lot of movement around, we can just say, okay, you're back out there, and you have a chance to talk freely with each
other. Templeton. So listen, there's this thing. And I know that everybody else is already aware of this, but we need to get, because I saw the note, but we need to get to the weapons division floor. Now, the problem is we're representing R&D. The biggest thing is that 75% of R&D's funding has been funneled to weapons division. That's quite a big Twinkie.
Yeah.
And everything's a food reference.
We're in quite a pickle over this big Twinkie.
We are in quite a pickle over this big Twinkie, and it's not peanuts we're talking about. It's a lot of dough. Huh?
You're a real gem here.
I don't know, but if the bird says coffee, I'm out.
Oh, speaking of, I owe you one. I owe you a coffee. So yeah, we need to figure out how to get on that floor. We all do, but Templeton, you and I in particular are need to get on there, and well, we got a job for Azzy.
Okay.
I don't know what we're gonna say. This is where you come in.
Now, you guys are
unless-
you guys are all together at the table, so you guys
Yeah.
can share the other information too. But go ahead.
Unless you want me to do the I mean, I don't mind doing the talking. I can take the lead on this one if you
I
don't mind.
love
fellas.
when you do the talking. It makes things so interesting.
Oh, it'll go smooth this time.
Right.
But just in case, maybe I'll let you do the
Yeah.
chit chat.
Yeah, that's a different idea, but I like that different idea.
But aside from being angry about the money being funneled elsewhere, we kind of need a reason to be there.
What did Azzy give as a suggestion before you started blabbering? Because that's usually how things go.
Oh, I think I was just blabbering.
Oh, okay.
But I know you guys got a plan. Maybe there's someone we can incorporate.
I can go talk to them.
I mean, if they go, that's not a I can see Quip getting there, but there's a difference between one guy showing up and 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going there. Nobody said I had to.
Smaller numbers would be safer.
Plus, I can keep an eye on these clowns down here.
But if security needs to go, I mean, I could see getting one of us could get drafted to go. One or two of us could get drafted. I would have no problem going along with Quip. We could. There's got to be in my file, or we can add to my file that I've worked in healthcare before, so I would have some knowledge. I do have, health knowledge, so I could use that as a excuse to drag me along. He picked somebody out of the department that could also use medicine and understand what might be going on.
Oh, make him sick, and he's your example one. Drag him along to show them what they're looking for.
Oh, who make me sick?
No, make Templeton
Oh.
sick.
I'll make
No,
Templeton
I like the
alright.
idea of making. I like better the idea of making Abraxas sick.
Oh, yeah, make a Braxis. Make them all
Oh,
sick.
and you're wondering what the
Oh.
symptoms might look like. Well, I'm
Here.
glad you asked.
Here's the plague. We brought them with us.
Just act normal.
We call him Patient Zero.
Look, we really think he's patient 5, and we're looking for patient 0.
I like this plan.
He had a liaison with Tabaxi from the weapons floor.
So it's tabaxi.
Oh.
Unfortunately, there are only men tabaxi on the weapons floor.
Hmm? Yeah. Tabaxi?
I mean, he doesn't seem to.
I would, as sort of editorial advice here, if you brought 6 people to my floor, I would not let them in. I would tell
Right.
you to pound sand. So I just
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Well,
like the bigger the number, the less inconspicuous we're going to be.
security guys. You want to
I
get
mean-
involved in this?
But if we're also a steady stream of people coming in, that might also look weird too.
Well, my thoughts. 3. Well, since Corvex has already wished to remain garbage picking on this floor,
I mean, as much as I'd love to cause chaos, not really my place there.
I just want to
Whip.
see what they got in the weapons division.
yes, and that scares me.
Yeah.
Me too. Wait.
I would say we could have Quip go up. He drafted me for support, and one of you two from security, because we don't know the floor, and you're gonna vouch that he's the actually the medical officer from our floor. That's my going theory.
Yes, and we are there to escort him as part of the security. Interfloor.
and to, because of the lockdown, to verify that we are who we say we are, ish.
And that he is only going to specified floors.
Yes.
How do we change that into getting them to either release the funding or figure out what it's for?
Spread disease on the entire floor. And there's nobody to.
Maybe
use the
they
funding.
need to redivert the funding to R&D for more research and medical.
I mean, while I am assisting with, I assume that we might have to do some testing. Quip, if you can figure out something to do for testing for whatever outbreak or whatever we're looking at.
I can bring some Q-tips and some vials and make up some BS.
I can be chatting up the people as we test them. See what we can discover from there. And that's a start. I'm trying to think of where else we can go with. I mean, outside of the line of questioning, just chatting them up like, hey, how's it, you guys seem like you're pretty happy. I would imagine they're going to be ecstatic having a giant push, or they're either going to be ecstatic or they're going to be crazy busy, and just try and catch with that.
Make sure to tie it into the extra security and, like you said, possible bioterrorism. And that everybody's at risk, that maybe weapons division's at risk.
Yeah. I mean, we still got to figure out what's the actual issue that we're looking at is from that Quip's gonna come up with, and why are we going back to the weapons floor? We just need to firm that up a little bit.
Aye, well, we could say that there have been outbreaks on multiple floors, and that's why we're looking into it. The recent illness that they'd had just a couple of weeks ago to clear it and make sure that it isn't anything to do with the suspected bioterrorism.
Okay.
Or perhaps because certain illnesses have been seen on multiple floors, we want to perhaps use it to track where people are moving throughout the building, making sure they are not going where they should not be.
Aye, that sounds good too.
I'll tell you guys what. Let's work on some more of the details offline here, because I really do need to make a pit stop here, and we'll come back after a brief intermission.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, right back. Okay, we are back from break, both in real life and from lunch break. And I believe the hunters have hatched a plan to get them to the weapons floor, into the weapons floor.
Broke out of its little egg. It was so cute. Beautiful little plan.
It costs a lot of money though, because it's the price of eggs these days. I literally saw somebody pay a bill today in eggs. I'll have to talk about that off camera.
Okay, that sounds like a story.
That does.
Well, that wraps up our session. All right, now with the story. No, anyway.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to have Quip. I'm going to be Quip's assistant. We should probably go back and check with head of security to get the clearance for this. And
Yes, we will. We should inform Kazi of the plan.
And do we take a Brax to see if he can crack a computer? Can he get to one without causing a issue?
Hey, can Abraxas do a thing without causing an issue? Aye, that's a good one.
I don't know.
And give Abraxas a Rodney Dangerfield complex.
No
Give me
respect.
respect.
My party members give me no respect. It's funny because we're simultaneously saying that he's the expert at one thing, but a complete goof up at another. Like, we need somebody to crack the system, but what if he has to talk to literally anyone?
Well, I mean, it can be a combination of skill checks in here so that it's not on any one person. We could run it like a skill check challenge where you have to have a certain number of successes before you have a certain number of failures to see what happens.
That could work. That makes sense.
All right. So,
I guess the last thing is, so you guys know that Azzy wants me to do this as well. Should I tell her the entire plan?
Do we want Azzy to know about Azzy and Kazi? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so similar. It's confusing me. Yeah, but do we want Azzy and Kazi to know about each other, knowing about, yeah, plan-wise? I swear you're contagious, Braxis.
Well, we don't have to tell Kazi that Azzy knows, and we don't have to tell Azzy that Kazi knows. Oh,
oh, that's red.
His internet dropped again. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I can kind of fake it.
I think he's trying to reconnect.
It looks like it.
All right. This always happens. We do a relatively late break, and then we're like, yeah, you know what? Let's wrap it.
It rolls into a break.
Sometimes,
into a stop.
sometimes you just can't predict things like
Yeah.
technical difficulties.
Sometimes you can't get a
and other
break.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move. We'll just kind of do a little bit of hand waving here. when you guys present yourselves to the head of security, he likes the idea. He has some strings he can pull to get you some clearances and to make it look all official. He likes the idea of it being sort of a medical thing. If you did want to pull in Corvex with it, what you could do is, yeah, he could be the medical waste guy. You can put him in like a hazmat type of suit. It would look really funny with a beak. It would look like a plague doctor
yes,
kind of
it
thing.
would.
And
Plague
so,
doctor mask. It blend right in.
yeah, so he thinks 2 security, the doctor, and 2 doctor's assistants would have no problem. So I don't know where that puts one of you. One of you could be in a stealth position. I don't know.
Oh,
Nope.
Failure for launch.
Bummer.
If only we had a Tanuki or a.
Tanuki.
I was gonna say.
For Monday night.
So Josh's new character for our Monday night campaign, we're playing in Pathfinder, and he's going to be a Tanuki, and they have shape-shifting abilities. So once a day, he can turn himself into an inanimate object.
An inanimate object.
Yes, it's bonkers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because the
We're
idea
gonna-
that Tanuki came from, well, it's
Yes.
Japanese lore, but
Yeah.
It's one of 3 states of the Tanuki, according
They,
to
they have
the-
a couple different transformation things. But the one that Josh seemed very interested in was turning himself into just a teapot or a crowbar or just a whatever,
that's
because it's his chaos brain going. We don't know what kind of shenanigans it will result in. We just know that it will be shenanigans.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say historically they're shapeshifters because they're like troublemakers.
As is Josh.
I need a rinse out.
He's messaging that his house Wi-Fi appears to be borked.
Ah, okay.
Ooh.
Well, this is I figured out how to put up a quick. I don't know why all my other overlays were borked, but they were. Usually I can just flip an overlay to whoever's missing. All right, well, probably he should be here for this.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, no bueno. I guess we'll have to wrap it up here for the evening, and we'll pick it up next week with the execution of the plan. See how that goes. That's not the worst thing in the world. It gives me a little more time to plan this, and gives you guys some time to consider what you want to do with your plan as well. So anyway, well, thanks guys for hanging out and playing. Back to the sort of cloak and dagger aspects of your undercover identities here. Hopefully this should be going up on YouTube either Thursday the 27th or Friday the 28th. And that means Sunday would be more Kingdom of Steam. Monday, I don't know. I'm not quite sure where we are with the new campaign in Pathfinder.
Possibly actually playing?
Well, you know, stranger things have happened. But we'll definitely try to get back here for more Hunters next Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see everybody next time. Goodbye, everybody.